No worries.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. We were waiting to see if the others were coming in, but no, only two, which is fine. So thank you for showing up. So choosing embodiment, our second call, we're talking about relationships and cravings. So I use the right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds, which will be included in your PDF if you've not heard about that. It's really a big magic wand to clear all the shit that we speak about. So I will definitely put in the clearings for everyone else that's watching or listening to this. So then you can always watch that video first, or if you don't, that's even fine, because it will do its magic anyway. So relationships, and as you all know, we've got a workshop coming up in August, which we are going to be covering lots more of what we're just touching on tonight. So relationships and cravings. So relationships, if you don't have a great relationship with you and your body, you're going to crave certain foods. You're going to actually go for things that you think you may want to help you feel sweeter or lighter or happier, which then it may make you feel happy for a little bit, but you'll find that it feels quite heavy.
What happened
at the end?
Bad Wi-Fi.
What happened? Oh,
Wait, you're cutting out.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, totally cut out. Didn't hear any of it.
All right. Well, sorry, can't help that. Can't repeat it because I'm ad-libbing it. I don't know why our internet has really been playing up, so that's really weird. Yeah. Okay, I'll do my best. If it keeps cutting in and out, I'll just let Karina talk. Okay. So, but everyone looks really robotic, even on my end. They don't like when you move, you look really, really slow. So, like, you know, walk like an Egyptian and see what happens. Okay. So relationships. If you don't have a great relationship with yourself, right, you're going to crave certain foods. If you've got a situation in your life, whether it's a relationship with yourself that's not great, or a relationship that, you know, a partner, a friendship, work, you find, I know for me, I would always find to put something in my mouth to fill me up, to keep me going. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I've learned a lot about relationships, about honoring myself. So the honor thing is the most important thing that I'll just be speaking briefly tonight about, because if you don't honor yourself, which means you don't take care of yourself, you don't actually play with your body and keep it clean, ladies. It's really about, well, that too, if you'd really like to, there's nothing wrong with that. So I know for me, since I turned my relationship around with myself and my body and asking the questions, is that what I really require? My body says no, and then I'd still eat it. I'd feel really heavy. There'd be a heaviness in the stomach. I'd get a headache. I wouldn't then be able to sleep because it'd usually be late at night. Then I'd be, or late in the afternoon, then I'd be around about 3-4 o'clock mark that I'd want to just eat shit. So, and then of course that relationship with myself, then with my body, I'd start thinking really things that just weren't relevant in my life, things that weren't real. I would make things up that really weren't even there. So that's something you've got to really be aware of. So I started to change that, number one, by walking, because that's just something I truly love. And, you know, so many people are like, Karina goes, should try Pilates. Go, no. Already heard you just saying that
You
word.
know what? You need to come.
Yes, I know. Anyway. It strengthens your stomach, and I think
I'm in agony today, but it's so bloody worth it.
Yeah, no, I know, right? But right now I don't want agony. So I have agony in other ways. So so I do my walking, and I do also my cross trainer and that. And I think on the cross trainer I get to 10 minutes like, oh fuck, it hurts already. My legs are hurting, everything's hurting. But it's like keep going. So, you know, and that's something you got to look at, the pain that you're not tolerating. You know, what am I putting in my body that causes the pain for me to stop? Because I know when I started the cross trainer, I'd do 2 minutes and go, fuck this shit. And I'd only do a level. I wouldn't go, okay, let's start on the lowest, just a flat plane. It's like, why is it hurting so much? And I'd have to look, and then, you know, I'd have coffee in the morning, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but then I'd have 2 coffees in the morning, and that would not be, you know, helpful for my body. My body just wasn't liking it. So now I will have my embodiment tea in the morning. And at lunchtime, I have my immune tea for my immunity, because I have had lots of a bad kidney as well, like really sore kidneys. And I had some herbs and stuff from Karina as well. And that was because the emotional pain that I was having with the relationship of myself, I was turning that into a physical self. So then, that was then with what I was putting in my mouth, because I was avoiding what I really could have been honest about with myself than to others in front of me. So that changed my whole world when I started drinking some of the different teas. Then I went into, okay, like, I was looking at parts of my body that I was like, oh no, they call it the pouch, the menopause pouch, which I think, fucking really, where's my Joey? Because nothing's popping out. So I was like, what is this? And I started to embrace her. And I started to embrace her by like just buying some beautiful body creams for myself, some for my breasts, some for my stomach, and some for my legs. And I just have this routine. And I remember saying to Paul once, I'm going to have a shower. He goes, oh, well, I'll wait to watch this movie. I said, I'll take about an hour. And he goes, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, playing with my body. Like, really, I do it morning and night. So I have that hour that I can do. So there's days that I've missed out, but I'm not punished myself, but I've had a better relationship with my body. So now when I choose to go and get some clothes or buy something, yes, I have lost some weight, though, I'm still at the weight that I was a month ago, and that is fine. Though it's like I can, things fit better because I feel better about myself, and it doesn't matter about the size or how I look, because I'm a 52-year-old woman. I feel really good about myself, and I look damn good as well. So, but that has taken a lifetime to get to. So this is something that our relationship with ourselves is always to be in the question: what we perceive, what we know, how we be for with ourselves, and not being right or wrong about it, being more in that, okay, there's good, bad, and ugly with everything, though we can get through it with ease. That's lots more that we're going to be talking about throughout that 2-day workshop as well. So I'll just pass it on to Karina now,
Yeah,
so
for
she
sure.
can talk about the cravings that then can affect the body and so forth.
So, embodiment means that you are like fully in your emotions. So a lot of the times when we're not in our body, we deflect. So if we're not ready to express our emotions and so on, then, we tend to look for things outside of ourselves to deal with that. So I want to talk to you guys today about a few cravings. Are there any cravings that you guys have that you might? Yeah. So what cravings do you have, Lisa? Anything?
Carbs.
Carbs. All right. I'll talk about
Carbs.
Oh,
Breads.
Yeah, you know what my
rice.
cravings are lately?
what?
Nutella.
Nutella. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I just want, like, we haven't had it in for ages.
Yeah.
And Nutella is like, my daughter goes, let's get some Nutella. I go, yeah, I don't really want it. And I'm like, oh, at night time, I think I could have a spoonful of Nutella.
What about you, Antonina?
I try to avoid it, but every so often I will have a packet of chips.
Chips.
Mm.
All right. So we'll start off. We'll go through the actual chocolate Nutella kind of cravings. So with the chocolate, it's all about you wanting to feel in love. So feeling in love feeling.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So the chocolate cravers or the Nutella cravers, it blankets you into that feel good, in love, nice, where the compounds of your brain activity change and you start sort of dipping yourself in that feeling. It's like when you're dipping yourself in Nutella. So it's about loving your life. All right. So a lot of the times when we do that, we think of love in our life as romantic love.
Yeah.
So we're searching for that romantic love. So how can you shift the cravings when they're affecting you in a negative level, on a health level, I guess, is asking yourself things like, where do I have love? Where do I receive love? How can I make the changes to bring in this love? And, and getting the cuddles and the hugs, because it's all about the cuddles, and it's all about the embracing the love. Yeah. And that's basically the chocolate. And chocolate in itself also just, changes a lot of It helps with serotonin and tryptophan and all those, things that, a lot of people drug themselves with to get that high.
Yeah.
So chocolate will do the same thing. The other thing with chocolate is it's not just an emotional craving. There's also a mineral deficiency involved. So, and that's usually magnesium. So sometimes it might be, yeah.
Oh,
So
spot
sometimes
on, because I stopped having that.
there you go.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So magnesium, if you don't have enough magnesium in yourself, you tend to crave the sugary, chocolatey things. So it's the
Yeah.
minerals. And that's why soon when I give you the actual cacao, that's got all the minerals within it and the chocolate flavoring.
Oh, that's
So,
going to be at the retreat, girls. So
yes.
Oh,
I'll
good.
be announcing that in the next. I'll be announcing that next week. At the beginning of July, we start announcements. So yeah.
So I'm not going to actually launch the product until the retreat I've decided. So that's going to be so exciting. Super exciting.
Yeah.
So the chippies.
Yes.
Let's go with the chippies. I was going to talk about coffee because coffee is a good one to talk about too, but we'll talk about so crispy things is one thing that so it's the chips is all about the crunch. So people with crunchy cravings, they're looking for texture in their life, and they also feel unnoticed. Look at me, look at me, look at me. They feel like they need that crunch look. So when you're being called into the spotlight, you need to be more authentic and speak more truth in that spotlight. So rather to be known as you and not something you're not. So when you start to embody yourself more, then you'll be able to project that a lot more. And, you've got to feel safe to express yourself in that. So the crunch is all about where is my place on this earth? How am I going to step up onto stage and is anybody looking at me? Where am I? Yeah. So it's about embodying yourself and then showing up for yourself. And a good way to do it is journaling, obviously, where, you can express yourself, you feel a lot safer on paper, and then you bring it out into the real world. And you've got good tribes around. So, does that make sense?
Yep.
That's interesting. It is interesting, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually at the moment doing that challenge where I'm actually having to do a video every single day.
Wow.
And so that's interesting.
And the salt part of it, so the salt part of the chippy kind of sensation is that we're not going with the flow of life. So wherever you put salt, water follows, right? And it flows. And so the salt craving is all about, where am I not flowing in life? Now, when we speak about nutritionally, what's going on, again, it could be that your body's very low in minerals and you're a bit dehydrated. So you start to crave the salt, so you drink more water. So there's a bit of dehydration involved. And it's about flowing with life. It's about reflecting and flowing with life. So it's standing up, being you, and then flowing with whatever that is. So that's the crunch and the chocolate side of things. And then the carbs, the starchy sort of filling, comforting foods, like breads, pastas, rices, cakes, those sorts of things. It's all about soothing yourself. So it is a comfort food. And when you're feeling like you're on your own and you're soothing everybody else, but you're not being soothed, no one's got their arm around you going, hey, it's all going to be okay, I've got this, then you tend to crave more of these, starchy kind of feeling foods that on one hand give you that staying power, on the other hand make you feel nurtured. So it's have a think about what can you reach out to, or who can you reach out to where you feel safe and you can be authentic and feel supported. And sometimes we have to pay for that support. So that's, sometimes it's just how it is, but we are human beings. We're meant to be in community and you know how hard things can be at times for you in your life is healing, and it's just, you know, it's a step to healing. So that's what the starchy foods are. I wanted to talk about coffee and spicy foods because they're very similar. So spicy foods, usually people that crave spicy foods is that they're bored out of their brains in their life. So someone that's always putting, you know, like chili Tabasco and stuff like that on their food, they just feel absolutely bored out of their brain. And they need action in their life, but they're just too lazy to actually go out and search for it and get it. So they do it through food. So it's kind of like a cry out for adventure. So maybe there's a lot more chili being used at the moment, you know, for people that are used to traveling and so on, they're probably putting more chili on their food and they're restricted. And so spicy foods are more, the body wants to take action. So if you're craving lots of spice, you haven't done enough exercise kind of thing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yeah.
The caffeine similar. So the caffeine is similar, but the caffeine, instead of being body action, it's more the mind. So the mind, your brain has been called to action. So a lot of people with coffee, they have that false sense of everything's good. I'm all good. You know, it's like a false impression of things being well. So they crave the coffee. And then one coffee becomes 2 coffees, becomes 3 coffees, and so on. So that's the coffee and the spice. I find that quite interesting. And I'll go back to the breads and the carbs because I forgot to give the nutritional stuff on that. Again, that can be like a protein deficiency, mineral deficiency. So if you're craving lots of breads and so on, you're probably not having enough protein at every meal. And you're probably not having enough good fats at every sitting, and you don't have enough minerals in your diet as well. And the thing is, you crave it and then you make problems worse within your cells.
Yeah.
So they're just a few. I don't want to share the whole lot because I'm going to be doing that over the weekend, but at least it gives you an idea as to the emotion. So the emotion that's involved when you're not giving yourself permission to feel it, and how we choose foods to try and fill that void. And then there's also the nutritional element of the deficiencies there as well. So it's about the emotion and the physical stuff. Usually it's the emotional stuff that triggers the craving, and then it becomes a physical craving.
Yeah.
So like with sugar cravings, you have the, you know, I feel sad, I'm going to have sugar. And then once you start having sugar, then it changes the brain, and then you crave it more on a physical level as well. So yeah, so I hope that was insightful.
No, it was good. Can I comment on last week trying the cinnamon?
Yeah, tell me.
And I found one, it took me a while to get used to the taste of this because I don't usually have sugar in my tea. But anyway, it did work. I had small amounts coming in, and then I had large amounts coming in, and all of a sudden I had money coming in, and it was really... So so I'm not sure if it's because my mind shifted to say, well, every time I have a cuppa, I'm going to have more money. It just came in all sorts of different ways. But yes, it worked. Thank you.
Awesome.
Don't think cinnamon. So there's a spiritual element, universal spiritual element in cinnamon that helps access wealth in the universe. So when you're using the cinnamon, it's good access to wealth, but it's also your intention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I think. It was the
it's
two.
funny, yeah, because I burn cinnamon spice.
Yeah.
And that brings in, I noticed, because I thought last week, I'm like, God, I've got all these new clients. And then I thought, I'm burning cinnamon spice. Isn't that great? Because I ask the business questions all the time. So it's relationship with businesses I'm going to speak about also at, you know, when you have, you know, when we go into the relationships, it's a very big banner.
Yeah.
And it all starts with ourselves. So, you know, that's interesting, isn't it? Like I didn't click until then. I'm like, fuck, I've burnt cinnamon spice. So, you know.
Around with the cinnamon sticks everywhere.
I know. Oh, gee, they're at the retreat. Everybody.
I was going to actually ask, does it work with cinnamon burning, like, you know, the cinnamon smelling candles and stuff like that?
Well, it's a higher thing, isn't it? I think if you ingest it, it's very good for your body.
Yes.
You know, so it's very good for your body. It brings in that knowing of wealth as well, that you are wealthy, and it's not about the money. It's about you and how you
Yeah.
perceive it to be. But I think also if you have a good relationship with your home and you love your home and you invite people in and you clear it and you do whatever you got to do and you burn I'm always burning candles in every room anyway.
Oh my, yeah, love it.
So there you go. So yeah.
Please, have you tried it?
I did. I had, I'll probably not a lot. I'll probably say about 3 cups over the whole week with the embodiment tea of Margaret's, and I did have some in my detox tea that you gave me at work. So I haven't known. I did get a payment from Centrelink that I had been waiting for, the disaster payment. That has come in. That's about the only thing that's come in, but it's still come in. So it's, yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting, but yeah.
There you go.
So it works. Yeah.
It does. But you know, the more I think we practice it,
Yeah.
and gratitude, like, you know, when I drink my tea, I'm always, I always speak and say, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful that you've grown this. I'm so grateful that this was together. And God, it's yummy. Like, I really love my tea. Like, I really love it. And I love the immunity one as well. I didn't sort of thought, nah, you know, all these herbs that I'm getting. Oh, it's interesting that. And I'm like, no, I suppose we're so used to preservatives in our life that we're being controlled by listening then to the fear of the outside world from those preservatives. Number one, it's not helping our bodies and not helping our minds, and it's not helping our energy. That then it, you know, we have the deflection of the outside world that then affects our things. So what if we had that from beginning? We'd be so used to it that we wouldn't have a point of view on it. So our mind automatically goes, oh fuck, that's terrible. Our body goes, oh thank fuck you've taken it. Thank God we have pipes of poop to go where it needs to go. Because, you know, the toxicity that comes out from just having the natural stuff, it's not, it's like, honestly, anyway.
Yeah.
Not that it's, I love a good poop, but at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, it's nice to be able to sit on a toilet and have ease with your bowels.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing worse than a plug up.
No.
Well, you don't want that. You reabsorb water there. So.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's funny. Anyway, that's another story we can talk about. So, thank you, ladies, for showing up. And you've signed on, Lisa. So, thank you for the choosing embodiment. Thank you so much. And we've had.
I'm going to, but next month, because I haven't got the funds at the moment, even though money's coming in.
That's okay. That's good. Oh, that's great. Great. Yeah, I think we've got 2 that have signed up, and I know there's another 2 about to sign up. So that's really cool. And then yourself. So that's awesome. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'll just tap into that link or whatever, and I'll be able to.
Yeah, and I'll send it all again anyway with this YouTube thing again tomorrow afternoon when I finish with clients. I'll send that. So the link will be in everyone, and then I'll also put it in our Choosing Embodiment group as well. And just reach out if you lose it or misplace it. I'll send it to your messenger. Okay, I'm breaking up, am I? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm breaking up because everyone's talking like a robot.
So I'm just going to give them home. I'm just going to give you guys homework. So next week when you come back on, just write some notes as when you're getting cravings, how you're feeling. Be really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Terrific. All right.
I think that you'll become more aware of yourself.
Me pens run out. Me pens run out.
Okay. Terrific.
Even if you write it in your phone, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Good. Thanks, ladies.
No worries. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.